So you were a writer, right?
Yeah,
Did you
for the 1.0 remaster.
Yeah, for 1.0. Did he do anything else besides like writing or?
Sometimes I would do the music stuff, and I also did a bit of audio, although audio work that I do is like shit, so most of it's probably not even used. The only one that got used I have made is Dawnbreaker and Havoc Chica.
Yeah, I was gonna say you voice those two characters.
Yeah.
Would you have liked to stay on an Aberrant team, like if you had the choice, I guess, or was like the leave at a good time, or you know what I mean?
I mostly left because I was like, I don't know, I was in a state where constantly I'd be trying to leave the team, and then I would just trust BitHell and join back. And at the time, he was like pretending to be expelled at the same time, so I had no idea he was actually expelled, so I actually trusted him more.
So you met Expelled through Quell's remaster, right?
Yeah. Well, it was more like through BitHell, because BitHell was like, oh yeah, I know this guy called Expelled, he's working on this remaster that we can do. And it was after Quell's remaster got fucking dished into garbage.
What was your experience on like while working for Quell and all of that? Like, how was it? I've heard some negative things.
Pretty toxic workplace, I'm gonna be honest. Cause like, Quell back then was the type of guy where if you pissed him off, he would try to piss you off.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so if he had negative criticism, I don't know if he took it or not. All I know is that whenever we were in arguments, it would last like an entire day or something. The last argument I ever had with him was revolved around a cheat screen that he wanted to add. And I was like, dude, you should not add that to the game. Just no.
Oh, I think I know what screen this is referring to.
Yeah, that drawing he made. And I was like, dude, you should not add that. And he's just trying to make a point of, yeah, but you won't see it unless you're cheating. And so it's like, it's still in the game file, though.
Yeah, you shouldn't add that regardless, you know? What's with the inconsistencies lore-wise and I guess story-wise with Remaster's story? This one's from Dogma.
So every time that I worked on the remaster, I would make the story in like a really short amount of time, like one day or something. And so half the time, whenever I'm making something else the next day, I completely forget what I wrote just the other time. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, did I fuck something up with this one? And because like I didn't have a whole lot of time, I just had one day to do these things. And BitHell was like, he would demand, hey, you should do this right now. And it's like, it's 2 in the morning. What the fuck do you want me to do in 2 in the morning?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. So it was just very much rushed. Like, what time during like development did he ask you to like write stuff for the story mainly?
The first time he asked me to write stuff down for a story was kind of like early 2021 or 2022.
Okay.
And that one actually took more time, but the way the lore was made was like really shitty due to the fact that I was just making stuff out of my ass with it, and I did not like the lore I was making for it. I was like, this seems really bad. I should probably stop continuing on that and actually change it a bit. and like actually not try to explain every single thing. Because it's like some of the stuff with the purgatory makes no sense in the first place, so how do you even explain it?
Yeah, and if you try explaining it, usually, like, if you try explaining something that makes no sense, like you see with, like, I guess, Scott Cawthon, with his Remnants, like, he tried to explain spooky haunted robots, and I don't think he did that in a terrible way, but it definitely, like, turned a lot of people off towards the series, you know what I mean? Like, it...
Yeah, so...
when you think about it.
When I was working on that story, I just constantly sat back down, re-looking at it, and was just like, explaining it just makes it sound way worse than it would be if I didn't explain it at all. So I just rewrote the entire story from scratch after like a certain demo to like move away from like that entire explanation stuff I made.
What was your role in Quell? I forgot to ask. What was your role in Quell's development team? Like, was it story writing or was it something different?
It wasn't even story writing, to be honest. I have no idea what I was even doing there, aside from just telling Quell, hey, you should not do this weird shit. I just don't remember, because I wasn't a writer, so I had no idea what the fuck I was even doing. I was probably a code director or something, if I had to guess.
Alright. What was the biggest... This is also from Dogma. What was the biggest lesson from working with BitHell?
My biggest lesson would be that if I'm gonna write a story, I need to put more time into it, not just have a single day dedicated to doing, like, literally the entire thing in one day. Like, I shouldn't do that. I should actually just take my time making it, review it, make sure it like, makes sense.
Yeah. Did you ever plan out, like, a timeline while you were making it? Because, like, me and Tay have kind of, like, planned into timeline-wise. That's, like, kind of like the first thing we wanted to do, like, in a way. I mean, of course, you know, throw out all the fun stuff, you know, like the main plot points and stuff, but then, like, reorganize it to a timeline so we don't, like, retread on something or, you know, make a mistake, like, lore-wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When it came to storyline thing that I was, like, making for it, it was, like, 1978, they opened Cake Bears, an incident happens on someone's birthday, and that causes Cake Bear to not be able to sell cakes anymore, which is why he had that little sign there. And then 1979 passes around where it starts becoming popular all of a sudden, and then Fazbear Entertainment is like, we like this place. Can you make a new place out of this or something? And so I was like, alright, so he's busy building all that stuff. And Garvey, in that story, he's like this homeless kid.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much just a hobo that's taking a little, like, hitch or ride inside their house, probably stealing food or something. And Julie's freaked out by that because it's like, it keeps getting worse each day. So she's freaked out by, like, a random person just entering her fucking house. So she eventually goes to Alex because it's like Alex is just not there.
He's absent.
And so the whole thing was that she just couldn't take the being alone shit anymore, and Alex was just too busy trying to, like, work on Fredbear's. So eventually he just got pissed off and then pushed her because he was angry. And then there's that weird shelf, like, tool shit that happened. And the reason why I thought of it that way is because it was like, pushing someone in a shelf isn't gonna fucking kill them, so why not add, like, a tool that's just conveniently there?
Yeah, I can
to move the plot.
With that.
And then afterwards, he would just be, like, calling Julie's name after, like, noticing that she's not responding to him. And then realize, oh shit, I should kill my wife, what the fuck? So he just dumps her into the dumpster, and he hopes it's the end of that. But he goes through a big fucking depression because he knows that he did it.
Yeah, he he's like somewhat has a guilty conscience, of course, you know.
Yeah. And the police managed to find bodies because Garvey dumpster diving. And so when that comes out, they learn about that. And so they give her an actual proper burial. And then afterwards, Alex eventually adopts Garvey.
Yeah.
And then something we had planned for Dormitabis 2 was that he would grave rob his wife to put her grave near his workshop. So his workshop would start getting haunted by her soul because she's pissed off at him because he literally grave robbed her.
Was there a reason for that, like lore-wise, why he moved it? Was there a reason, like lore-wise, at the time, like why he would move the grave to closer to the workshop, or was it like kind of?
Oh, that was more of like he loved Julie a lot. So when he like lost her, he was like pretty much devastated by the whole thing, and he still blamed himself for it. But he wanted the grave to be nearby, just because
It's like a constant reminder of what he did, or?
No, it's more like he just can't seem to let her go.
Oh, got you. I can see that.
Yeah. And then there's the workshop gets set ablaze at some point, and that causes Julie's soul to like almost burn away. But instead, what happens is she ends up in a plane between the world and the purgatories. So she's in a place she doesn't even belong in.
As a result from the soul being burned.
Yeah. And so
okay. So that's kind
of she's in like a half dead state with her soul. So then she just makes like this random purgatory of her own. And then every time that someone else dies and it's related to like some of the locations, they get transported to her place.
I can see that. I can see why you would. I like how you explained a sort of reason for why Julie's soul is there, because I actually have another question that kind of relates to this in a way. Garvey's soul is more complicated in that same sense. Not like the same exact sense, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like how there's two sides to it.
Yeah, the way I did that was just, you know how you have the machine and the man himself. So I was basically like, well, if he died as a human but still controlled the animatronic, then there must be some part of him that's like in the machine.
Some side of him, some remnants.
Yeah. And you could also see this as like me just going, you know, I'm going to take what DSAP did and put that into this, because it's pretty much similar.
I have a phone call ring off, my bad. But yeah, I was going to say that I when I just thought about that, I'm like, holy shit, that's Day Shift at Freddy's Dave, you know? With the feral side and the...
Yeah, I honestly kind of like that thing, Day Shift at Freddy, because it's a good idea. And it really adds to, like, the character of Springtrap being, like, completely different from the man inside.
He lost all of his humanity, and that part of him is somewhere else now.
Yeah.
Like, he's still there technically, but it's not really him in a way. I have a question regarding Dormitabis 2, since you mentioned it. What was the development like on that? Because I know it was kind of complicated. I guess.
Well, the first time it was made, it was an alpha made in like 1 week. I was not even told about it, and when I heard about it, I was like, well, fuck, I should have made music for it. So I made like the 3 random like music pieces for it. I made this main menu called Forgotten, which never got used because eventually that game got canceled or like removed.
Yeah.
So the 0.3 update, it never came out.
Yeah, Bithell explained. I think I know what game you're talking about. Bithell explained that was like a test, I guess, for how quick he could make a game, you know? And
Yeah,
he used
and when I wasn't told about it, I just thought, oh shit, this is actually a real game or something.
Oh, he
So
didn't
like,
explain like his reasoning, or
no, he didn't tell me anything. I just saw that one day and I was like, oh shit, I should probably make music for this so that it's not using Metal Gear Solid.
I don't blame you for taking it like seriously then, because there are times where like he's done something like that, and me and Tay are just in the dark, like, wait, you're doing that? Like usually he either uploads it to the Trello so we know what's going on and can make adjustments where necessary, especially if it's lore-wise. Like we don't want to put something out that's going to get retcons, you know, because that's just sloppy. But there are times where it's like he does it anyway. It's like, oh, dude, why'd you do that? Now we have to either retcon this or work it in somehow, you know, to where it makes sense.
Yeah, that kind of thing I don't really like is like whenever he like just does something because he wants to, he will do it.
And you won't tell the team.
But then it's like everyone else that's on the projects of sorts are like just sitting there like, why didn't you tell us about this? Mm-hmm. And so like we're just thinking, okay, this is probably a serious project. Let's work on this now.
Exactly.
But it's not, and so it's like, bruh.
This is another one from Dogma. Why do you want to make Dormitabis Origins?
Dormitabis Origins, from what I can tell, is... So I wanted to make the Dormitabis remaster when I worked on that. I didn't like how the story ended up sounding because for a lot of people, they thought it was like a mid-story for sorts. Because there's a lot of missing stuff from it, and it's confusing in some places, even with the newspapers, because the way I had it set up was with 1979 for the first step, then there's 1984 to 1985, which is the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria in 1993, but that's what is it?
It's their first run.
1983's Fredbear's, when that closes, then there's the FNAF location, then they make this other location after the FNAF location doesn't do well. So then they make Freddy Jr., which is supposed to be a location where the toys are at.
Yeah.
And I thought Junior because I was like, I saw this one minigame show this Junior sign, and I was like,
yeah, from FNAF 6.
why wouldn't you just call a more family-friendly version that?
Yeah, the more younger crowd, less arcades, more focused on the animatronics, and the performers. So I kind of get where that's coming from, because it did feel as if the FNAF 2 location was geared towards very younger audience, rather than younger and teens, and
Yeah. And so with that whole timeline thing, the FNAF 1 location come back with 1993 and all that stuff. And then that's kind of how it had timeline. But the newspapers, it has one of the timelines fucked up. They put one of the pieces of 1984 to 5 all the way as near the end. And I was like, dude, the 4 bodies are found, or the kids from Fredbear, what is it doing all the way over there?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You think they either find those in the wizards that were transported to the second location at anything,
Yeah. And then, in the meantime, there was this whole thing with Fritz where I thought it was in the FNAF 1 location because I had no idea what the fuck a crawl space was.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was this hidden vent or something.
So that's what the bathroom vent was in the newspaper.
No, that wasn't what the bathroom vent was. That was after I learned what a crawl space was. I was like, oh, so, no, wait, it was actually after, I was being told it should be in the FNAF 2 location, so I was like, oh, well, then, should shove the kids in, the vent that's inside that location, and have it, be connected to the bathroom somehow.
Yeah, I can see where you're going, just so you could say there was a reason someone found the bodies, you know?
Yeah, when I initially did it, I should have thought of the FNAF 1 location, but then I got told it should be the FNAF 2 location, and I was like, oh shit, well, yes, I should move it to that location.
I can see, this is another question. This is from me, though. So, Garvey's tapes, Sparky wrote them, right? So, what was your, I guess, involvement with Sparky's tapes? Did you write your own tapes at the beginning, or was it always?
The way it worked was a little weird.
Yeah,
I would write these scripts down for the tapes, and he would actually just do his off-script stuff for the tapes based on what I wrote. And so I was like, I don't see how this could ever work, because it's either I'm gonna have to stop doing scripts and just tell you what you have to put inside of that space, or try to get the scripts to fit what you're trying to go for, which is pretty hard to do.
Yeah, because you have to change the story then.
Yeah, to be honest, I did probably the worst decision, which was doing try to get the scripts to fit what he's trying to do. Which honestly I probably shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lack of communication from between you two when it came to I guess where you want to take the character, or I don't know if it was a lack of communication or I guess a disagreement, but not a outspoken disagreement, but you know what I'm saying, an unconscious disagreement on where you should take the character, you know?
Yeah. One of the tapes, if I remember correctly, mentioned kids on a posters, and it talks all 5 of them, and I was like,
yeah,
wait a minute, what?
That was the 93, that was the 87 tape, I mean.
Yeah, and when it was talking about that, I was like, wait a minute, but
those are the
we should time jump the 4 kids, where'd that go in the story? So it's it was a mess.
And then Michael was never mentioned in the tapes ever either.
He actually, yeah, now that I think about it, yeah. I think he kind of forgot about it.
It takes place directly after the Maria tape, but you'd think he'd mention them both because it pretty much happened at the same time, at least story-wise.
Yeah, it pretty much happened the same day. It should have been mentioned.
And you think he'd probably record these at the end of the day or something, you know what I mean? Once the dust is out, you wouldn't go mid to killing spree. Okay, I gotta record this tape now.
Yeah, what he did essentially was he would just record the tape they sent to me and ask me if they're good. And so I'd briefly listen over them and kind of forget some keywords that were needed. And so I'll just be like, they sound great, and so use them anyway.
Yeah. He's a good actor, though. He's a good voice actor. What's the plan for Penumbra Studios? This is from ICE.
To be honest, I'm not really sure. All I know is that I'm working on Dormitabis Origin solo. And I still have to figure out how to find, someone that knows how to make, mascot heads and stuff like that, because I do not know how you Blender in that way. I only know how to make endoskeletons and stuff like that. So I'm kind of in a spot where I can do certain things, but then I can't just do it all, so I have to rely on someone else to do some other stuff.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And that's always difficult. So if any modelers are listening, by off chance, where should they contact you, I guess? Want to link your Game Jolt? Or...
Oh yeah, I have the page on my personal Game Jolt. up right now.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
And as far as you mean by the models things, I'm pretty sure I have them in the file. No way I don't. I don't have the images. They're probably screenshots. I finished like some of them, but they still need like minor changes to them.
Okay.
Let's see, where did I put... There we go. So, for Cake Bear, I have no idea what kind of endo had to do with him, so I just left him with his, like, mouse endo, and that was kind of it for his head.
Yeah. He has a strange endo for remastered and the original. He has like almost looks like I don't know, it looks like an animal trap almost. I don't know. It's very like old-fashioned, which I kind of like though.
Yeah, the one thing I did for Cake Bear with the one I was doing for the endo is just I looked at how big the original like mouse size was, and so I like extended it because the original one for the remaster that's still being used,
Yeah.
it's not big as the original because it doesn't reach all the way to like the actual animatronics costume teeth or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then I also was like, I don't know how to do this same like endo mouse exactly the same, so I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I can.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Nixom's quote channel and all like the Aberrant team stuff?
I never really asked for Quote's channel, I just know that just happened, and so I'm like, oh, okay, well that happened. And sometimes the quotes are good, sometimes the quotes are bad, it really depends, I guess. I don't know.
It depends how goofy people are feeling.
Yeah.
I have a question on, I guess, development as like a whole on the 1.0. So there were final test builds 1 through 14, and then I think about 4 beta builds. What was the point of those beta builds? That might be more of a question to
Wait, beta builds? Do you mean like actual like beta type builds or?
So chronologically, there were final test builds 1 through 14, right?
Oh, those ones would become the demos, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they were basically just like developer-only builds for, testing or whatever, kind of like how we do now, And then there were, after 14, or Final Test 14, there were shared beta builds, and there were only like a few of them. Actually, there were only 4 of them. I'm just wondering why they existed, because they're like the same thing.
Well, the final builds were what would usually end up as the demos. And if there was something wrong with them, they would have to be like fixed before they get launched. But being the way BitHill was so rushy with things, he would just launch it anyway when people haven't even played it yet. And so I was saying, me and SFD one time had to play this like final demo first before it launched. He launched the game anyway, and then me and SFD were like, what the fuck?
Because didn't he like change Spring Witch's mechanic and didn't even like bug test it?
Yeah, I remember there's also that cardboard reader bug.
Yeah, with the spamming A.
Yeah, the cardboard reader bug was just like the worst thing, and Expelled could only say, look, it's a bug from the original game, it's gonna be fine, it's a cool Easter egg. Meanwhile, almost everyone is just sitting there like, this shit fucking sucks, this makes the game harder, I hate it.
I actually remember watching a stream by it was a smaller YouTuber, and Expelled was actually in the chat. It was me, before I even talked to him ever, me, Expelled, and just that YouTuber watching. and he was on Cardboard Theater because I think he was the first guy to beat Night 11, like on YouTube. I was watching his stream and he did it, which props to him because that first build to Night 11 is absolutely terrible. That was like right after the launch. And yeah, the whole time he spent a good 40, maybe about 45 minutes doing that Cardboard Theater scene. Oh man, that was bad.
Yeah, everyone's experience of that was just atrocious.
Yeah. What do you think of, I guess, where the trilogy is going? With, like, crawl space, even-handed, all that.
I would have no idea where that's even going.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if Bell told you any of this stuff.
Bihal, ever since I was removed from the team, Bihal's just ignored the fuck out of me, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like, it was really strange, like, in the early days, he would always try to, like, keep me on the team. Like, I'd be pissed off about a decision he would make, because to me it would sound, like, kind of stupid. Mm-hmm. And so I'd be like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You could be doing something better. And then he, you know, being stubborn as he is, he just continued with his own ideas instead.
Yeah, we've had moments like that. I do have actually another question too. CT had a art change during development. Actually, quite a few art changes. Like this one's a really early one.
I don't remember when that one was. That was probably during the time when he would work on that alone with someone called VV64. Because I've never seen that one.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the earliest ones. Because I know, like, there were a couple art changes. I was just wondering, like, if you preferred one of the styles in particular, or... Yeah.
Well, if I had a style that I would pretty much prefer, I would say it would be SFD style.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, one could say, like, oh, you know, it's Cardboard Theater, it's not supposed to be, like, kind of detailed. But at the same time, I mean, come on, we can make an exception, you know what I mean? Like, it looks
Yeah,
good.
like, it's really good art, and you can actually appreciate it because it looks good.
Yeah, I'd say it's like one of those things where, yeah, I guess in the canon universe. Then again, if I had nothing better to do than make a Cardboard Theater about how everyone died, I think I'd make it at least look good. I had all this time on my hands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I...
Especially when, you know, you have, like, was it 8 or 10 hands?
Yeah, like in the universe, I guess, even it does, you know, it could work, you know? I'm just thinking if I have any other questions. I think we went through all the ones that were submitted by everyone.
I didn't never explain some of the dormitabis origin things I wanted to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
So some of the ideas I had for dormitabis origins that were vastly different from the usual is, what I'm doing is I'm shortening the night length to basically like 5 nights. But there's also 5 post-nights. So it's still the same amount of nights, but it's changed to like this different format.
Yeah, I can see.
So you do the original game format, and then you switch, and like time goes backward and glitches out into like this free roam variant. And my ideas for some of the characters, like Molten Evil, was instead of making them like do this weird plasma screen thing, I thought of it actually being that they would remove like all color from your view the longer that they were on your screen, and that they would also like sort of glitch out your like vision, which I thought would be cooler than like just plasma in your face.
Yeah, of course.
And then there's some character changes I made. It like I re-added Glitch Freak, but renamed him as Salvage, which I thought would be a cool idea because it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that could make sense.
And then because the way that I'm changing the story up, I have no idea if I'm going to make Garvey also molten evil, so that I have those two souls, or if I'm going to make the new character be like molten evil. I haven't decided on that yet.
Yeah.
So for Dawnbreaker, I made Shadow Call, which is just a Shadow Freddy version of Golden Call, who has like a clean black phone, which is meant to be like the phone guy.
Yeah. So he's going to be like the equivalent, I guess, of that character.
Yeah, he's essentially the equivalent of Dawnbreaker, but the difference is that he's basically just Peter after he died in the purgatory.
Okay.
Which is another thing I want to talk about. The story for the way I have this game set up is it's basically supposed to be a jumbled mess, but as time goes on, you start thinking about, oh, maybe it's like this, or maybe it's like this.
Yeah.
And you sort of have to piece it yourself until you reach the, like, ending where you get the box. Where it's not going to explain everything, but it's going to explain the things that, like, you had questions about in, like, the main story.
I can see why that'd be like a more interesting idea than like just flat out explaining everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially since it would help, like, build up for, like, the other games. So it would be like, after this game, it would be like, oh, there's more stuff to learn about, though. So there would have to be this other game.
Yeah, not everything's done, you know?
And one of the biggest changes I decided that I thought would be really cool. So you know the computer monitor, right?
Yeah.
I decided to swap out the gameplay style between Cake Bears and the Purgatory. So now, the Purgatory has a tablet, and Cake Bears has a shitty computer.
Okay.
I thought that would be like a clever way to change things up, because nobody really liked the computer in the Purgatory because it was like so annoying to use.
Yeah.
And then if it's a tablet, it's like easier, which means that you can like do more. You could like cross the table and then open up the tablet, then cross the table again and do it again.
Yeah, instead of being stuck to that one side of the computer and only being able to access whatever's on the computer from that side.
Which would also allow for like unique like character gameplay. So like you could actually have Golden Call do what you used to, whereas like you're stuck on one side unless you do this like little minigame he has. And I was thinking about using Springlich's minigame to be like the password. So it's like click these specific cameras in order, and then you can go to the other side of the table if you have to deal with a certain character.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think with it, I also have Sorrow Spring in there, but I renamed him to Memento Mori.
Oh, like that cut character.
Yeah, the reason why I named them to that is basically because in the story you play as Samson, and Samson, the beta character, there was not much known about him. So in my story, Samson is the son of John.
Okay.
And so when John arrived in Purgatory after failing to kill Garvey, he had to deal with Garvey in Purgatory, but he failed, so he didn't get out. He ended up dying. He got the bad ending.
Yeah.
And so, you know, all that stuff happened, which is why Peter is Shadow Call now.
I kind of like that like idea of it being its own thing, you know what I mean? It's not just like the same story, but a little bit different. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this...
The way I'm doing it, I'm taking what was there, and I'm taking what was from the path, and then mixing the two together.
Because it does feel like I could connect, like, the original to this, you know? Kind of.
And then, what was it again? I also got, like, the Bite as a character, but, like, in the free roam mode.
Oh, there's a free roam.
So he's, like, exclusively a boss for free roam, kind of like how Garvey is a boss for, like, what is that night called? 10 or night 11?
Oh, Garvey, that would be, yeah, night 10.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's the Garvey night, and then afterwards you have the Bite night, which would be the free roam version. So the Bite, in this case, is actually Alex this time, but you don't get any explanation to what happened to him at all. You have to learn that in like some other game.
Yeah. I can see that.
And the way I planned out that free roam game is it's pretty much going to be exactly like the beta, just with like the colors, like what was supposed to be there when it was done before it got changed up.
Okay.
And what else was this other idea I had? I have to look at my notes because sometimes I like forget the shit that I put down.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, there we go. Oh yeah, the other plan I had was change the Havoc design in some way. So what I wanted to do with the Havoc was rename them to like a different name, and then also give them a more plasma-infested design,
Yeah.
where they're like pretty much some plasma appears around their like parts and whatnot. And so I named that Malfested, which I'm still not 100% with the name. I probably am going to change it anyway. Actually, I did change it in the notes to Molten.
Oh, okay. So instead of Malfested, it's Molten now.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that fixing. Or like fitting, I mean, too. So, are you the programmer for this project?
I do not know how to program, so we don't really have a programmer.
So I guess you're, well, first you gotta get like a modeler, of course, but...
Well, I mean, I can model endoskeleton, but that's about it.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I did have an Easter egg planned according to notes.
Oh.
So the monitor for the original game is still going to be on the table, it's just that you can't use it because it's disconnected and stuff like that. But if you want to turn it on, you can type in this like password. And what I put it as is just JNK1912, which is just Justin Nicolette Cannonberg, and then the number is on the username.
Clever.
And it's just there for like memes and shit posting for Origins.
Yeah.
I also came up with this idea of the way the description for names were, which I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of take the idea from BitHell. So, for most of the characters, they'll get like some sort of backstory to who they are,
Yeah.
but not really an explanation to how they were formed.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil too much.
Oh, with character, they got Molten Freddy, which it says he was at the party in 1983. And then it puts a, like, quote from the actual character itself saying that. Actually, no, it's different characters saying it to the character themselves. So one character is saying, he's dead, and you're laughing, Frederick, and Frederick is Molten Freddy.
Okay.
And then for Salvage, it's nobody really knows who the hell he is, so it's kind of there. And I think I'll probably get into some trouble with the names for the characters because one of the names that I have for Molten Evil was just Black Rabbit, which I'm pretty sure has been used before.
Maybe. That's like a very generic name, though, so I think you could get away with that.
True.
Like, I feel like if someone came after you, like some other game dev or something, they use that name and they're like, "Oh, you stole my name." It's like, that's not really stealing a name, you know? It's like,
I'm still trying to wonder, like, what I should call, like, Cake Bear exactly, since I'm like, I know it's called Cake Bear, but like, there's the Am I Real, like, variant, and so it's like, what do I call that? So when I came up with Cake Trap, I heard a lot of people were like, I don't really like that.
yeah.
But it was kind of like, you gotta take Cake Bear and then Spring Trap, put that together, you get Cake Trap. So it adds up to what's supposedly supposed to sound like.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm trying to figure out some other things. I did rename some characters just for like a few jokes, and some others I like changed for something else. Like for BB and JJ, I changed their names from what they were in the remastered to Jack and Jill.
Okay, so still going with that.
Because you know, I was doing the Hans and Hansel and Gretel like story and the remastered thing for their names. So now I'm putting them into the Jack and Jill story for that game.
Yeah, I can see that. That's like the same kind of working to it, you know?
And for Garvey, I actually had like a name change planned out for him, taken off of what his beta name was. So his description, it will just be like, he goes by the name of Garvey, his name is, and then it just shows a distorted name.
Okay.
And so you're like, oh, what's his actual name?
I can see him not like, I guess, would his name ever be known though? You could keep that mystery.
Well, in the beta, apparently it was called Thomas for whatever reason.
Huh. That's weird.
And that ended up with the puppet somehow.
Yeah.
Which, when I played dormitabis, I always thought that glitched name was Jane. Because there was always like some sort of like letter mixing in it that just didn't look like Tom. There was something weird about the way it was mixed up.
Yeah, it had most.
It didn't really look like an M, so it like confused me. And then the bite in mine is just called Yellow Bear, which is a reference to Insanity's Yellow Bear.
Yeah, that fits.
The description I have is actually pretty cool, though. So you know how Cake Bear closes in 1983?
Yeah.
So for Alex, the story I have is that the description is just left to die in his own restaurant in 1984. And then Garvey had like this quote where he just says to Alex, "You get what you deserve for this, Alex."
Oh, that's nice. It's like cinematic and shit.
Yeah, sort of like Garvey put him in the suit because in my storyline, he's back to being the guy who makes the animatronics, much like Dormitabis, the original one.
Okay.
The difference is that in my version, he's actually going through a lot of like stress and stuff, and Alex is like riding off of like the fame of it. So he has a sort of like jealousy towards Alex.
Yeah, I can see.
And in the tapes, he's a fucking liar. So when you read the tapes, you can't really trust that thing he said because most of the time he's just lying.
Yeah, he's an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for Memento Mori, I should have the description as a rather important soul with a special purpose. The torch had been passed to you now. Which is a nod to, like, John being dead.
Yeah.
The plan I have is that, there's going to be, like, 3 or 4 endings in it. There's going to be the good ending and the bad ending, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
There's going to be the true ending. And then there's going to be the, like, secret ending.
Yeah.
which is meant to just throw people even way more off than before. Oh yeah, and for Cake Bears, I actually did something a bit interesting.
What's that?
So you know how there's a spring lich or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So with Spring Lich's like sort of return or whatever, I think I renamed him to Flipside. And so he now appears in Cake Bears.
Okay. I can see.
So it's pretty much Flipside and Cake Bear now instead of
Just
Puppet and Cake Bear.
Yeah. Alright, well.
I also have a mode on top of Nightmare for the like 3-row mode called Overrun.
So what's that?
So essentially it's like all of the post-night characters are active alongside a Molten Evil effect on your screen constantly.
Oh, so it's like a difficulty thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like Nightmare but for the free roam.
Yeah, it's good to have like an equivalent there.
The one thing I plan on doing with Cardboard Reader is extending timeout extensively to a point where you don't really need the timer anymore.
Yeah, I'm iffy on the timer.
Yeah, the way I planned out Cardboard Reader is it doesn't actually tell the story, instead it tells it from Puppet's perspective. So basically what you get from the story is you get these two different narratives. You get one that's from Garvey, Lino as being an unreliable narrator, and then you got Puppet who's explaining their side of the situation. So it's sort of like after Puppet died, they realize they're in the purgatory, they turn into like the Havoc Puppet in purgatory. And then they get out of there because of a certain time loop sort of thing where if go back up into like what they possess, and then Puppet does their thing, and then you get all the way to like the ending where Garvey gets the revenge thing.
Yeah.
And then Puppet is actually one that leaves, but then you get like this small little glimpse of like an extra soul that's there, and that's just supposed to be the soul that doesn't want Garvey to die, wants him to suffer forever.
Yeah.
And so after that part, Puppet's doing the whole like purgatory thing, giving them physical form, then that's the end of the Veeder.
Oh.
And then that's kind of it, really. When it comes to how the like card reader is taken, it's like if you end up doing something wrong, I don't know, probably like glitch out the whole thing to start back at the beginning.
Yeah, kind of like a reset.
Yeah.
Okay. Seems like you got stuff planned out.
I'm not sure what kind of like design to give Flipside though.
I feel like it'll come in time. Usually does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I'll call it there because we're at almost an hour.
A long time.
Yeah. It's nice having you on an interview.